The Potosi Trojans had a fine season last year, going 7-3, but it ended in disappointment in the first round of districts with a loss to lower-seeded Fredericktown. They graduated 15 seniors from that team, including leading rusher Blaine Riddle, all-time leading receiver Austin Cooley, linebacker and O-lineman Zach Drennan, defensive end Waylon DeClue, among many others. Eighth-year coach Mark Casey says the next guys in line must step up.
We had a very good JV group last year. I think they lost one game, and a lot of those guys are going to get the opportunity to step into some roles that were left by seniors from last year, and I think physically they're ready, and I think it's going to be kind of up to them just to see where they at and if they really truly want to try to take that next step. But I think they're very capable of doing that. It's just going to be kind of up to them.
Jordan Huerta was the starting quarterback last season as a junior, but struggled to stretch defenses. This year, he'll be the backup to junior Zach Price, and he'll focus on leading the defense.
Jordan was our quarterback last year, but he's taken on some different roles as well. He's going to be one of our middle linebackers. It's one of those things where if he's playing offense, if he's playing quarterback every down, I'm probably not going to play him at middle linebacker, and I really want him to play at middle linebacker as well. So I've talked to him, and he's comfortable with that. He really likes defense. So, he's going to be there and able to take some snaps, and Zach's doing a really good job of filling in, the role from the end of last year to now. So he's making some big steps, and I think we're going to be all right. I think with Jordan being multiple position-wise on offense and defense, I think we're going to be fine.
And Jordan should be one of the better linebackers in the listening area. The Trojans are high on their offensive line this summer. Senior Jake Neff leads an athletic group.
I think our line's going to probably be our best improvement, considering we're more the whole line's kind of a whole now. A couple of us are back from last year, and then we got a few new guys stepping up.
There will be new faces benefiting from the solid offensive line, as the most talented backfield from last season has moved on to the college level. Blaine Riddle went to Missouri Valley, and Cooley is at SEMO. Coach Casey says carries will be spread out a little bit more this season.
And I think it'll be more of a team aspect this year. Rather than Blaine having 25 or 30 carries by himself, I think it'll be a little bit more spread, a little bit more split. We might have three guys with 12 or 13 carries. So I think that's going to be the difference.
Chandler Franklin returns at receiver for his fourth year of varsity ball. He says the backfield can still be a strength despite those big losses.
Really good. It's a junior group, but they're strong and fast.
The backs are really looking good right now. We've got Jared Portell, Tristan Brown, Kyle Allison. Those guys are all going to probably get a ton of carries, not like Blaine did last year, but at the same time they'll kind of split it. All of them run really hard, and that's the thing I like about them. They're all physical runners. They probably don't have quite the foot speed as what Blaine and Austin did, or quite the elusiveness, but with the offensive line that we're going to have this year, I think that they'll be a very good fit behind the offensive line that we have.
Franklin plays safety on defense, but says the strength of the D, that'll be up front.
Probably the defensive line. I feel like they'll be solid there, and hopefully it won't get too much of the linebackers.
Well, we're not real big, but we all work hard and try to get things done as well as possible.
And Coach Casey is leaning on Franklin and Neff to lead this team this season.
Yeah, they've been leaders, the whole time. last year they were even leaders. They played leadership roles even in their own little way last year, but this year they've really got to step it up and be leaders. Jake, he's going to be the leader of our line, and he's the strongest kid we've got on our team. He works his butt off in the weight room, and wherever he's at, he's working his tail off. And Chandler's the same way. He's going to be the guy out on the field that he's got very good mentality as far as thinking the game, and he understands things, and he's going to have to be a leader on and off the field for us as well.
Especially since there aren't a ton of seniors on this year's team.
It's not a large group, but I'd say it's probably about 10. But at the same time, they're all going to contribute for us. They're all going to do something. They all are, they know their roles, and they've done a good job up to this point. They all work very hard. They listen, so the senior group's going to be a good class for us. I think the juniors are really supplementing that class as well. We've got a good junior group that mixes well with them. Some of the things the seniors don't have, the juniors will have, so they kind of help each other out. And, we'll be a pretty junior-senior laden team.
We're all just going to have to work together and all be on the same page, and we'll get it done.
And even with the turnover on this year's roster, Coach Casey is optimistic about where his team fits in the conference race.
I think we fall in the mix right there with all of them. I honestly do. I think that, this year, it's almost like it's an unknown year. Everybody across the board is, some years you come in and you think, okay, this team's going to be really good. It's going to be tough. They're probably going to get it. This year, I don't see that. I think that everybody's got an opportunity to make something happen. I think that, week 3 or 4, it's going to start laying out a little bit more, and people are going to kind of see who's rising to the top.
And a guy who has played varsity every year of high school and knows what a good team is supposed to look like, Chandler Franklin doesn't think this team is too far from being a contender.
Each year we see more improvement as a team and as just as a total group.
I feel like this year, probably as a whole, we're a whole lot better as a team, and I think we're going to be all right.
In Coach Casey's mind, one thing is for sure. This team's going to have to work for everything they accomplish.
I think we realize that we've got to go out and earn everything that we get, and, it just grind away. I don't think we're going to have anything given to us.
Potosi starts the season with a trip to Carnahan on August 21st. Reporting from the Potosi Trojan football training camp for Regional Radio Sports, I'm Glenn Johnson.